Hello, hello, and welcome back to Death Stranding. And Sam needs a rest. Skip this. Skip this as well. Skip this.
Grenade number 0.
Yes, skip. Skip! Let's use both toilets. Oh yeah, I was talking about my kitten. I guess I'll share the story again for the YouTube people, even though I just said it. So, my new cat, Dipstick, the other day, he's a kitten. And he's laying flat on his back on my desk with his arms straight out. Or his paws straight up. And I started petting his belly and he went to like claw at me and attack me. So I pulled my hand away and I took my stuffed snake and I laid it on top of him and he dug his claws into it and just like bit it, and then I slid my hand between him and the stuffed animal and was rubbing his belly, and he was just all about it, purring up a storm. It was so fucking cute. Wait, did the drinks? Oh my god, the drinks changed! They're now the other drink! From the new place I connected to. That's so fucking cool. Wait, is he gonna do a new thing, or is it gonna be the same as usual? Getting shit-faced. The fact that it's prompting me to be like, are you sure you want to skip, makes me wonder if there's gonna be like unique animations now that it's booze instead of energy drink. He's gone from gamer juice to divorced dad juice. Either way, he's not getting women. What are you doing, Sam?
Right in your face.
That was hilarious. Doing it again, bud?
Right in your face.
So funny. So yeah, it seems like when they're not gonna give a full 10% energy boost, he sprays you. That's funny. It's prompting me to skip. Because it's something I already saw, okay. That's why I was making it weird to skip, because there's new animations to discover now. Alright, let's check out all the mail we got. Time for story time. Oops. Alright, so we got a big old stack. Thomas Sutherland from the distribution center. Bots are here, but is that for the best? Sam, the bot you brought us, it's a real piece of work. Takes everything into account, cargo type, terrain, and calculates the quickest route every time. And if it does happen to run into BT, there's no void out to worry about. If we can teach it how mules operate, it might even be able to anticipate their movements and avoid them too. Which means all the risk in using human porters, the dangers you and yours face every day, well, it could be a thing of the past. Might not be a need for you to put your life on the line any longer. Time to start planning for the easy life, eh? But is it for the best, I wonder? Leave everything to the bots? Isn't that what led to the drone syndrome and all that? Better to keep people involved in some respect, maybe. Same with cars back in the day. Everyone was all about self-driving vehicles, but if you ask me, a human hand ought to always be on the wheel, am I right? Agreed. Thomas Sutherland. Order, bring me my timefall, Porter. Thanks for delivering thanks for the delivery bot, Sam. By the way, I just snapped my finger for the thumbs up. Chat, let me know if you guys can actually hear the finger snaps. I heard you are BB sharing their thoughts on the email. Yeah, it's great. I heard that you were headed to that Timefall farm down the way. Don't know if you heard, but rumor has it they've been brewing beer, maybe even using timefall to speed up the process. I'd sure like to have a taste if it's true, and if they join the chiral network, I'd be able to place an order with them, wouldn't I? Of course, you can't print beer, so I'll have to rely on you again to get here. Pity the bots won't be able to enjoy it with me, but hey, guess that's a privilege only humans can enjoy, am I right? Anyway, I'm always counting on you. Man, this is one of the things that I had heard about the game before I got it. The whole using the timefall to brew beer. And that's one of those things that I heard it and I was just like, God fucking damn, Hideo Kojima's a genius. Cause like, fundamentally, that's so fucking smart. Like, that's what good sci-fi writing is to create one or two weird things and then think about all the ways it would affect society. You wouldn't 3D print a beer. You're right, because I hate beer. Delivery time, Sam. People get tired of waiting. What kind of porter grades are you getting these days, Sam? Can't be easy trying to stand out in all those categories. Cargo condition, delivery volume, bridge link, and all that stuff. Couldn't manage myself. I'd throw my hands up in frustration. I've got one piece of advice for you. Focus on delivery time. No, I won't. That's the most important thing when it comes to making deliveries, after all. No, it's not. How to improve it, though, that's the question. You probably know this already, but in case you don't, there's one simple way you can improve speed. Take the shortest route. Unless that is an area's infrastructure means that a longer, less direct route will get you there faster. Not so simple after all, eh? You've probably got a feel for picking efficient routes already, though. Most porters with your experience ought to. By the way, if you're already feeling confident about how quickly you can make deliveries, why not try your hand at premium delivery record? You might even enjoy it. Oh, and it's not just your clients who'll be happy if you improve your delivery time, your body will too. As it grows stronger, you'll have more stamina and be able to hold your breath for longer. All sorts of good stuff. Keep at it, Sam. You're going to be on top ranked porter in no time at all. I just know it. The Elder. S2318. Rebuild the roads, rebuild America. I see them delivery bots on the prowl again. Guess that means the roads are getting better out there. Used to be a highways and bypasses all over back in the day. There was one, the Mother Road, some called it. That was the one folks used to follow all the way west, chasing their dreams. Rebuild the roads, you rebuild the dream. Is that it? The old America classic. The belief that success and prosperity are within everyone's reach. Well, I'd not be much for your UCA and your plan to rebuild the country. But if you can finally make one work, I'll raise a glass to you. That's for sure. I believe it's the I-95 is the longest continuous interstate in the U.S., and I had a D&D campaign set in apocalyptic America about traveling the I-95 from New England to California. Oop, controller came disconnected. Thomas S. Distribution Center. Test order. Lambda. You've got to find my cube. I did this again. Sam, you're the man everyone's talking about. The cube collecting hero? I'm a fan of Half-Life and Portal to boot. As a matter of fact, that's why I'm writing you. I've lost my own precious specimen. Yeah, I know, not again, I can hear you saying. Well, think of it this way. Experiments, repeated over and over, are all essential to scientific advancement, right? Everything we've got now, bots, trucks, you name it, it's only because pioneers of previous generations were willing to engage in a bit of trial and error. And now, I'm giving you the chance to do the same. You're bound to learn something along the way. For science! My cube should be somewhere northwest of Distribution Center, south of Lake Knot City. It looks like local mules have got a hold of it. Take it to the Distribution Center, south of Lake Knot City. Once you find it, I'm counting on you, Sam. There's not much time left. I love the companion cube quests. They're just gonna be fucking everywhere. Timefall farmers. Slaves to the wheat. Dear Sam, seems we've grown more wheat than we can harvest. More than a bot could handle, even. Say, have you been making use of that new auto-rack feature we shared with you? A friend of ours developed it, especially for us, so we could analyze the soil and choose the best spots for growing wheat. Ours got lost in the terrorist attacks in Middle Knot City, though. Oh, still, we can definitely vouch for how useful it was. Be sure to give it a try if you haven't already. Anywho, we've been doing some light reading to try and figure out what to do about the bumper crop, and it turns out the history of wheat is really quite fascinating. Do you know it was originally stranded grass to the native to the Middle East? That's right, but it wasn't until our ancestors began to cultivate it that it really came into its own. It turned hunters into farmers overnight, changed the evolution of mankind. Homo sapiens settled down in one place and stockpiled food rather than chasing it all over creation. And with stability came society, culture, religion, all courtesy of little old wheat. But it wasn't a one-way street. Oh no, wheat made out like a bandit. That obscure Middle Eastern grass wound up spreading into all four corners of the globe. You could even say it was wheat that used us, and not the other way around. In fact, some scholars say just that we became slaves to wheat. What do you think about that, Are we about to become slaves all over again? I sure hope not. Just let them grow wheat and be our guys, yeah. Alex Weather Station, anything left outside America? Sam, thanks again. You've done a great deal keeping things ticking here at the weather station, which we appreciate. Yeah. The chiral network, it's incredible. If you can continue to expand coverage with your Cupid, it won't be long before we'll have real-time tracking of meteorological phenomenon all over the continent. We still won't have much of an idea what's going on elsewhere, but there's that's not but there's not a whole lot we can do about that. And while I may be chasing rainbows, I still hope we can get a view from above the clouds one day. It's crazy. No one really knows what happened to the rest of the world, even now. Maybe the Stranding destroyed everything except America. Maybe we're the only ones shrouded in clouds of chiral matter, and the rest of the world is carrying on without us. Or maybe the whole damn universe got wiped out, and we're all that's left floating in space. Alright. That last one may be me being a pessimistic ass, but the point stands. We need to know what's out there, and to do that, we need you to bring the whole continent into the network. You're our best hope, Sam. Our only hope, in fact. Yeah. Timefall Farmers, S3752. The best damn brew you'll ever drink. Dear Sam, another long day on the road, I'll wager. Well, you know what soothes my mind, body, and soul after a hard day's work? A delicious draught of Timefall Porter. We finally got to brewing up a batch of beer. You familiar with porter? It's an English ale that's been made since the 1700s. Oh, really? It was popular with the couriers who used to deliver loads up and down the Thames? I don't know how that's pronounced, hence the name. And the other part, well, I don't think I have to explain that. It's crafted with the finest, fastest growing wheat under the Timefall. Mwah. So, Mr. Legendary Porter, why not put your feet up and enjoy a tall glass of your namesake? And don't think this is the end of it. We'll be making bread and cooking pizzas before you know it. Just you wait. Oh, I bet I'm going to deliver a pizza from them all the way up to the other guy. Man, it'd be really funny if you, at a certain point, you got your character put on the cans. Thomas Sutherland, Distribution Center. Kick back with some Timefall Porter. Sam, thanks as always. I sent you some Timefall Porter, the world's fastest brewed beer for Bridge's fastest runner. I hope it provides a welcome respite after on a hard day. Should be waiting for you in your room. Enjoy! Look at that. I already enjoyed it. Let's take a peek at our data. So we got some new interviews. Where are they at? Evolution, Death Stranding, and the Fear of Dying. From Dr. Hartman a year ago in Hartman's lab. Death has been Homo sapiens' constant companion for every step of our evolutionary journey. Our culture and civilization have been built with an awareness of our relationship with death, the extent to which we can accept accept and live with it. Out of fear of the inevitable decomposition and destruction of the flesh, our ancestors developed elaborate embalming techniques, death masks, and the like. Indeed, the mask has ever been a symbol of the soul that transcends the world, this world, to exist for eternity in the next. The mummies in sarcophagi, lost my place. The mummies and sarcophagi of ancient Egyptians are but one instance of this. Honored individuals were given masks and placed inside sarcophagi in order to be preserved for eternity, thereby transcending death and attaining immortality. Paintings and photographs are no different, really. They are simply a more modern variation of Egyptian masks and sarcophagi. Indeed, all of humanity's crowning achievements, art, language, writing, are arguably a reaction to death, an expression of our desire to overcome it. They are great feats born from fear, and one might even go as far as to say that it was the primal fear of that death that drove the evolution of our ancestors into Homo sapiens in the first place. In fact, I'd go further still. I would posit that it was this fear that brought about the Death Stranding itself. It has certainly seemed more and more plausible as of late. Awesome. Prepper interview, the Timefall Farmers, a year ago. Me, I used to be an ecologist. Amelia thought highly of me and my wife's research into Timefall's effects on plant life. She was the one who suggested it could be used to boost agricultural production. See, Timefall's radically altered the ecosystem of the entire continent. Obvious, I know. Just as it's obvious we're powerless to stop it. So, we had the idea of trying to use it to our advantage instead. Make the environment better, not worse. Easier said than done, though. Take void-out craters, for example. Local chiral density is generally higher in their vicinity, which correlates with increased timefall. With all that exposure, you'd think they'd turn lush and green again before you know it. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite pan out that way. Nothing grows in any of them. Might be the timefall's done something to the soil, but the truth is, I don't have a clue. Which was one of the reasons why me and the missus were conducting our research. Gotta say, for the record, that it hadn't crossed our minds that timefall could be used to help grow food. That idea was all Amelia, so credit where credit's due. Alright. And our memory chips. The Honda Rebel 500. Bike named for the individualistic nature of those who ride it. The 2010s saw a decline in cruiser-style motorcycles, so this new model from Honda was a breath of fresh air, one whose iconic spirit won a legion of fans. Simple, tough, and cool, it's a design that would inspire any porter to climb astride it and set off down the newly rebuilt highways of the UCA. Oh, I haven't identified one of them. I'll have to do that at some point. Prime Arms Genbu. I like this section because it's clearly just fucking Kojima geeking out about the stuff he likes, like his favorite music and his favorite movies. It's adorable. Thanks to the discovery of T crystals, which seemed like they might have provided the solution of Earth's energy crisis, a power source known as the EU system was developed. Project Resphere arose in response to the wide-scale adoption of this power source and the resulting overpopulation, and was largely enabled by development of frame architecture robotic skeletons. The Genbu model is a large, heavily armored mechanoid created by designer Yojo Shinkawa. Alright. And I think with that, man, this whole episode was spent just reading lore. I adore Kojima as a creative, and like, he's such a fucking inspiration to me. Like, he puts, there's so much passion into the stuff he does, and there's an admirableness to, like, he does whatever the fuck he wants in his games. Metal Gear got so fucking stupid, but in the best way, nanomachines. But like, it's beautiful, and I love that. He didn't let anything stop him from creating the stories he wanted to and putting what he wanted to into his worlds, and it's great. There's like, in a world where so much video games and movies and TV shows and books, and where it's all so heavily corporatized and sanitized and run through so many minds, it's really good to see somebody who has such intense artistic vision that they will spear through anything with it. Even with the fucking shit that he was being given by Konami during the development of Metal Gear Solid 5, it was amazing. You know? I actually have a Metal Gear Solid tabletop campaign I want to run someday. Set after the events of Metal Gear Solid Rising Revengeance. You and your players are a group of super spies being sent to face a group of super terrorists that are plaguing the world. Jack the Ripper and his pack of beastmen. You must hunt them down and stop them from bringing about a global thermonuclear war. And it's like a story of like political intrigue and crazy kick-ass action and stealth espionage coolness, where like I'd want it to lean. So Metal Gear Solid was always an American action movie put through Japanese culture filter and anime filter, and I'd want to lean a little bit more on like the James Bondy end for elements of it, and have it be a lot more about like journeying and espionage as much as it's about crazy Metal Gear style combats with cybernetic supermen. But anyway, I hope you've all been enjoying this episode of Death Stranding, and cards will be appearing in just a moment. Click one to continue watching, and next time we'll be setting off to deliver some packages. Ta-ta!